Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to do something special. I am going to show you guys how to catch post-news trades with a high accuracy rate. I get questions all the time. How do you take these trades? How are you in them so soon? What do you look at? I'm going to break down two CPI trades I took personally and that I sent out to our signals group. And then we're gonna go back and we're gonna do a couple more high impact news, such as this guy here and this guy here. And what we're gonna do is basically show you what I'm about to teach you and how it works 70-80% of the time if you do exactly what I say. So first of all, hit subscribe if you're new here, and if you're not, you're gonna want to stay till the end because I'm gonna drop some gold for you guys today. So I don't take trades before the news release on any high impact news. CPI, interest rates, Powell talking, NFP. I will not be at a break even. I will not have an open stop. I will just wait till after news. The only red folder news I am willing to trade and either have a break even or have open risk is the low impact red folder news, such as Michigan consumer sentiment, let's say. It's not high impact enough that I'm worried about eating massive slippage. Whereas when these trades come out, we always let the news release. So, this is CPI. We'll do GU first, then we're going to do EU, and I'm going to teach you guys how to make easy money on days like this. And essentially, I would say this works 70-80% of the time. There is some rules you have to follow. So this isn't something that you can just wing. So I'm actually a little past where I took the trade. So this was our first short. The first thing we want to look at is how the news released. The news released very bullish for the US dollar. Okay, this is in alignment with us selling. If we just quickly look at what the market's been doing, the technicals are very bullish on DXY. We had a pullback. The fundamentals are bullish. And when I say overall, you could see how the market just continues going up. And these red folder news aren't really doing much more than a pullback. So when CPI realigns us with DXY being bullish, the expectation is, in fact, to continue up on the DXY, which means shorts on GBP USD and Euro USD become higher probability. Now, there's a couple ways price will do this. The first thing I'll do is I will pull the news range. We'll go with the basic flip. I'll pull the news range. I'll basically look at the first pullback. Price didn't pull back, so I'll continue pulling this down. And one of two things need to happen for this to work out. Scenario one, price comes around here somewhere, rebalances the range, and what we want to see is a couple of ranges down. And we want to see imbalance candles get created and basically more momentum to the downside than the upside. You may take a loss before you get the actual move, and that's fine. So in this case here, you could see how one bearish candle engulfed three of our bullish candles. So this was our first trade. I believe, what did we take? I don't think I covered much on this. So for me, when it's something like this, I will literally cover the high. And if I get taken out, I'll look for another entry and I'll just look for more confirmation on the next entry. This guy was I think like a 3 or 3.5 R for us. So this was the first trade I sent out to our signals group. There is something else that I like to see. If price doesn't rebalance this, I'd like to see a sweep of liquidity, which we get here. And I either want to show a force with a bearish candle such as this one, or I want to see if the bearish candle, let's say, is quite small and it does something like this. I'd probably wait for a couple candles and take this little range out. And basically, I'd wait for more confirmation. I'm not looking for small stops on this. Usually what happens with these big event news is they will continue in the direction of the push 70 to 80% of the time. I would say till the end of New York or pretty much close, sometimes past. So for us, there's another rule too. Don't get greedy. Don't try to go for a 20R when your stop is 10, 15 pips because the news candles are big. I just go for between 2 to 4 hours. Usually if there's something price can react to the left, I'll find it. I did have something here. We're not really going to focus on what it is because it's not relevant. I want to show you this in action on a couple of different days and just show you a couple of different ways of reading it and a couple of different scenarios. So if you notice here, highs protected, takes out the low. Price fails to even rebalance. So we fail to rebalance this range. We fail to rebalance this range. Price takes out the low again. All these highs are respecting. You could sell anywhere in here. The likelihood of price coming back is next to none. So this is what I would call a market rhythm. So the first range does not rebalance. The second range does not rebalance. No highs are getting violated. This is where you could pretty much sell till the end of New York session. So if you wanted to sell here, 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 it's fine. Take a decent sized stop. Don't choke your trade. And there's more than likely you'll be fine. So basically, just to show you guys, the end of New York is 9 o'clock my time. Wherever that hits, that would be enough for me. So if you took a trade anywhere in here, it's fine. If you took a trade anywhere in here, it's fine. If you took one loss and you got the next one to go, that's fine too. So that's kind of the first way of doing it. Euro USD, we had a similar scenario this day. Let me just see. Oh yeah. Okay, I remember Euro now. So this is way past where I took a trade as well, but it really isn't relevant. I was a little bit later on Euro, so when I go to stack positions, sometimes I'll wait for extra confirmations. So rather than executing both Euro and GU on the same candle, when I go to stack a position, I want more confirmation, so I just wait for this low to go. And then I look at how it goes. And once again, price breaks this with a body. Soon as it breaks it with a body, you could basically take it. So that would be my execution. And you don't need to cover much on this. You could see the momentum we have. Again, you take a hit, it doesn't matter. You can get in somewhere else and it will likely go. Same rules. I wouldn't hold this past New York end. I don't actually even know if we were still even in on this. I think we got out somewhere around here. So I did have valid levels to close this at to the left. But again, that's not the purpose of today's video. So that's the trades I sent out to our signals group. Very simple, very logical. Something I want to share with you guys is 10 minutes after the CPI release, 90% of people started buying Euro USD. And about 80 or 85% of people, retail traders, started buying GU. And what happens is these news release and people get whatever, their chalk and their boss and their fair value gap, and they start buying this. And the worst thing you can do is start buying this. It might work for you 20% of the time, maybe 30. The other, 70, 80% of the time, it's not going to stop for the day. So let's just look at a couple more scenarios and how it looks. So again, I only trade New York, so let's just see how that day looks. And by the way, what I'm showing you guys, these are trades I've taken. These are trades I sent to my guys and the signals group. And the same thing, there's no gambling. We do not wait for we do not wait for any kind of, we basically don't have open risk during news. So let's see. So I'm just coming to the charts in 10 minutes here. So I get to the charts about 4:30. As soon as the drops here, and I'll show you guys, it'll be the same here. I think 5:30 is the news release. Maybe it's the 7. Hold on. We'll wait for this news release, and I'll just show you guys how it's going to look the exact same. And there it is. All right. So we left the gap. These gaps are a reaction for later. You pulled back on the seconds, you took out a range, you pulled back, you took out a range. Basically, same scenario. At this point, I can sell this anywhere. I don't need to wait, cover it comfortably, go to something that reacts, and chances are price not coming back. If you take a hit, that's fine too. It really doesn't need to be complicated. Like, I wouldn't have a problem selling this anywhere down the leg. We have the same scenario where we're just creating imbalanced candles down. We're just taking out ranges. Now here the rhythm's a bit different. We have a range, it didn't rebalance, next range. So during news, I'll use 1 minute ranges. So you can see this range. You could borderline say this one rebalanced, this one rebalanced, this one rebalanced, and then you have a range from here to here. It rebalanced and took out liquidity. So what this tells you is these little 1 minute ranges are rebalancing. So anytime price pulls back to 50, first bearish, second bearish, execute this, execute this, execute this, sweep liquidity, bearish, bearish, execute this. It really doesn't matter. Same scenario. Price is just going to continue. Same thing happened this day too. Retail started buying this 15-20 minutes after the news release. And like if you get in somewhere like here, cover something decent, find something reactive to the left, anywhere between 2 to 4 hours, whether it's here or here, it doesn't matter. Catch 2 trades, end your day, you're in and out of the market in an hour or two. Easy scalps, easy day trades. So you can see this works. Let's do another high impact news day. I didn't even check. What is this one? ISM manufacturing. Same thing. You just continue in the same direction. Price hits something, price reverses. What do we have here? So we'll go to the next day where we have heavy impact news. And I am about to come to the charts. So same thing, no gambling, no open risk. You don't need to YOLO a trade. You can see the stacked liquidity here. And price is always going to do one of two things. You want to look at that first range. So this was a news we had at 5:15. When there's news at 5:15 and 5:30, I wait for the 5:30 news. So you see how this news range created a low and a high. Either price needs to start doing this, or price needs to start doing this. And I basically just wait for this high or low to go. It doesn't matter what direction it goes. News have the liquidity injection we need. So this one here took out the lows, so right now I would start leaning towards sells. However, I believe there was another news this day. So we'll just wait for the other news release. And with what I told you earlier, I thought it was 5:30. I think it's 7 o'clock news release. So you're safe to trade till about 10-15 minutes before news. First news range. Your market rhythm rebalance. You could execute this if you live on the edge. If you want to wait for a bit of more certainty, wait for this range to get established. If the first range rebalanced, the second range could rebalance. This is a pretty big candle. Depending how you got in, I would likely get in somewhere like that, cover something comfortable, and just go for something low. Something with these They won't always work out. Nothing does. Anyway, let's do the big news at 7. This trade's really not relevant. I would just break even. I wouldn't even care. And so this would be a break even. That's fine. So let's see what the 7 o'clock news does. Again, no real bias. So you can see the liquidity we stacked here. One of two things. Either it continues down or it shoots up. And we don't really care which direction it goes. And so this is pretty obvious that price is likely going to continue up. Same rules apply. Wherever the first pullback is, we wait to see if the range rebalances and starts creating ranges. Okay, so there's our first pullback. We've established range high and low. And yeah, I can do this on the 1 minute during news. All right, so bearish range, bearish range. Ideally, I want to see the buy orders outweigh the sell orders. So now we could see the protection of buy orders once, twice. You can see how the range rebalanced. Now my expectation is that I can basically enter anywhere on any of these ranges that rebalance, cover the low. So this is actually a trade we took. I believe I did a recap on this one. I can pretty much just execute anywhere. So this is pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Euro, I think was a bit cleaner on this day. Same thing, cover something, find something reactive. If this takes this high out with a body, chances are it's just going to continue. So I can enter here. I can enter anywhere up the leg. It really doesn't matter. I will hold this to something reactive. Now, if we look at the same logic, price rebalanced one range. Now these are kind of internal ranges, but you can see the logic still applies. This one may have not tapped 50, but you took it out with vector candles. I can take this. You have another range here to here. So on this one, some days Euro will be cleaner than GU, but the concept's really simple. And the same thing happens every one of these news releases. It'll hit a support, resistance, order block, or some magical line, and price will do this, and everyone starts selling here. So naturally, the mind just wants to reverse. So you have to reverse your mind and tell it that I'm going to do the opposite of what everyone else is doing, and I'm going to go the other direction. It's not hard. Pull your news candle. If you don't want to get involved in here and you want to wait for more confirmation, wait for a body to go through the high. That's here. Cover something here. Enter a trade. In and out. Still got your 2 to 4R. These trades are quick, and you can basically hold it till the end of New York. They generally just keep climbing. Nothing changes these days. So, I believe, this is Fed Chair Powell. So, same thing again. Powell starts speaking. I would take this as a seconds range. Price pulls back, price breaks, price takes out a range. You can buy this. Same difference. It really makes no difference. Again, don't get greedy. Target something easy. That's how you can trade news. None of this requires gambling. It just requires waiting and, maybe a little bigger stop. It's not a 2-pip stop. It's normal to have 10, 15, 18 pip stops during high impact news. And it's fine because these high impact news move. If you look at what you've moved, you caught it's moved 77 pips in 2.5 hours. So even if your stop was 10, 15 pips, there's likely a couple of 2, 3, 4 hours in there. So very simple. Catch 2 trades on news after the release, and your day's done. These are my favorite days to trade. I hope you guys got some value out of this. I know I haven't been teaching a lot on the channel, but I get a lot of questions and a lot of DMs about this kind of stuff. So I thought I'd share some knowledge and hopefully you guys catch some of these trades. Yeah. Tune in probably midweek or end week. I'll drop something else, and I'm gonna try to keep dropping little golden nuggets for you guys to help you out. These are very simple days, and everyone should try to capitalize on them. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll catch you later.